Have you ever felt that flutter in your stomach before a big piece of news? That shiver that makes you hold your breath, not knowing what comes next? Well, that's exactly the atmosphere surrounding the silent corridors of St. James Park this season. Amid hushed backstage conversations, rumors swirling in Tyneside cafes, and fans debating every play, a growing sense is emerging. Something significant is taking shape, something that could define Newcastle United's future. Before revealing any details, it's crucial that you, a Newcastle fan, subscribe to the channel. Doing so helps us continue delivering breaking news and exclusive analysis directly from trusted sources such as The Athletic, a benchmark in sports journalism. Securing your subscription means being ahead of the crowd, and that makes all the difference. The expectations of a club's board rarely align with those of its fans. However, Waugh, journalist at The Athletic, has shared some impressions of what's expected of Newcastle this season. According to him, there has been no formal communication outside the club, but informal chats already indicate what Eddie Howe and his team are likely aiming for in the coming months. It is a delicate period for Newcastle. After a summer marked by turmoil, intense media scrutiny, and some gaps in leadership, it would be premature to suggest the club should be fighting for the Premier League title right now. Still, ambition exists, and certain high targets have been set as benchmarks for the season, even if the full picture is still taking shape. The crucial revelation, according to Waugh, is that the board expects Newcastle to qualify for Europe once again. The exact competition hasn't been specified, but progressing beyond the Champions League group stage also appears as a central goal. Winning another trophy isn't on the immediate agenda, but achieving something of that magnitude would be a significant bonus and, of course, satisfy the club's desire for stability and growth. If you want to keep track of every step Newcastle takes and receive privileged insights, subscribe to the channel now. The news breaks here first, and every analysis is crafted to keep you fully informed without missing any vital detail. Off the pitch, the scenario also warrants attention. Significant changes in club leadership, such as David Hopkinson and Ross Wilson taking over as CEO and sporting director respectively, showed that the season's objectives weren't fixed from the start. This historical instability, combined with profit and sustainability rules and associated party transaction regulations, limits the club in consistently reaching the highest competitive levels. On the pitch, things seem to be moving in a more positive direction. Eddie Howe has been building a solid framework, and the team, despite occasional childish behavior from certain players like Alexander Isak, is showing progress and commitment. Alignment between players and coaching staff is better than ever, but true consistency still depends on administrative stability. For fans who follow every match, every training session, and every statement from the board, this combination of realistic expectations and European ambition creates a climate of tension and optimism simultaneously. And if you want to stay updated on what really happens inside and outside St. James Park, subscribing to the channel guarantees access to exclusive news, detailed analyses, and expert commentary. Waugh emphasized that while the Premier League title is still a distant prospect, the right steps are being taken for Newcastle to build a solid foundation. The immediate goal is to consolidate the squad, secure European places, and progress in the Champions League, keeping the club competitive on all fronts without risking unrealistic targets that could generate frustration among fans and management. The season promises challenging games, but also opportunities to demonstrate progress. Every match, whether in the Premier League or Champions League, will test the team's consistency and the board's ability to maintain strategic planning aligned with the needs of Eddie Howe and his players. As fans wait anxiously, the backroom moves quietly. It is in this context that Waugh's statements gain weight. He has captured what the board genuinely expects, allowing fans to better understand the limits and possibilities for the team this season. So, Newcastle supporter, stay alert. Subscribing to the channel ensures you don't miss any updates on Newcastle's expectations, behind-the-scenes rumors, or exclusive expert commentary. Following closely is staying one step ahead, understanding that, even without immediate trophies, every decision on and off the pitch shapes the club's future. Newcastle, with clear and realistic objectives, is preparing for a season full of challenges and opportunities. European qualification is a priority. Progressing in the Champions League is an ambitious target, and the board's internal work aims to create a foundation for a competitive, sustainable club that inspires fans to dream of greater achievements in the coming years. The expectation isn't just for victories, but for consistency. Balancing results on the pitch, strategic decisions off it, and maintaining a winning culture will be fundamental. Every step will be closely watched, and communication between the board, coaching staff, and players will be decisive for Newcastle's success. Even if additional trophies aren't listed as an immediate goal, the pressure for positive results is present. Fans want more, and the club seeks to build a narrative of sustainable growth that unites supporters with a strategic vision of a team that still has much to prove. In both the Premier League and Europe, Newcastle's season is just beginning, and every decision, match, and backstage movement will be crucial in determining whether the club achieves its set objectives. To stay informed on all this, subscribing to the channel remains the best way to access exclusive content. reliable analyses and opinions from specialized journalists such as Waugh from The Athletic. The stage is set: European targets, internal challenges, and the expectation of an increasingly solid and competitive Newcastle. Fans have reasons to anticipate great excitement, and following every detail will be essential to understanding the direction the club will take this season.